get ahead, man, you gotta make sacrifices. That's how hungry my appetite is. Yeah. What you telling me? I sense the jealousy, I got telepathy, I got the recipe, I got the streets and I don't got no felony. Forward thinking, yeah, my mind is ahead of me. Mama said it's gonna be whatever you let it be.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features the top-scoring pass offense in the NFL. The Falcons are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Cowboys, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with.
All right, we appreciate it, Larry. It's our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Between the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
87's mine. I got 87. Trip. You got trip. You got 3.
Ryan. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Tight end right.
Ready, 5, 25, 51, 7, 12. 3 down.
Coleman. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They'll run it with Coleman. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it'll give the Falcons a 1st down. Here comes the D swarming to the line.
3 down, 3 down.
Ready, blue 80.
Here's Coleman. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Ready. Blue 80. Left.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Used to have a coach used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Tight end's right. One tight end's right.
Ready. Blue 80. Left.
We got 3.
Here's Ryan.
Check.
And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over here at the 20.
Double tight.
Here we go. 4
Check. 4 down.
Here we go. Going to 54. Wide 8. Gun.
Check 4.
Here we go. Going to 54. Wide 8. Here we go. Wide 8.
A first down throw for Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Miles Jack. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Check 3. They're coming. They can't stop us. They cannot hold us down. We're going to keep getting sacks.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. 2nd down, Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd. Throwing, Prescott. It fights him off. Being checked, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Vic Beasley in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is Archer. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
3 ready. Check. There we go.
Check. 3 down.
51. Sub.
Coleman now. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Strong right.
On. Hey, let's go.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. His way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
On! Ready, set, let's go!
You got 3 down, 3 down.
Ready? Thanks.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift.
Let's go.
Hey, watch the shift. Watch the shift.
On 2nd down, Ryan. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Shift.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. And we'll get our first update of the afternoon from the Meadowlands. The Jaguars extending their lead to a couple of touchdowns now. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Ready? Like 20. Hey, let's go.
3 down.
11. Ready?
Watch out.
Hey.
That's us.
Hey, Tuesday.
Play clock winding down. On 3rd down, Ryan. And it fires one, but incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man.
Tight right.
Here we go. 180. Kill.
4 down. Check.
What do you think?
Switch.
They find some open field here. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
square. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Going to 53. Gun.
On the counter, Elliott. And now running right through it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Check 26, check 26.
Here we go.
45,
Wide
45,
eight.
45, Mike, 45.
Here we go. Going to 54. Wide eight.
Come on,
Here we
come
go.
on, hard.
Here we go. Gun. Wide eight.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Double tight. Hey, 4 down.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to float this over the middle deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Two times.
Here we go. Wide eight.
Hey, we got 4.
Here
We
we
got
go.
4
Going to
down.
54.
4 down.
Wide eight. Gun. Here we go. 26. Wide eight.
Check 25.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Hey, here we go. Wide eight.
4
Here we
down.
go. Kill. Wide eight.
Check 43.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice gain.
Double tight.
Here we go. Gun.
Hey. 4 down.
Here we go. Gun.
Jim.
Here we go. Going to 53.
Jim.
Gun. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 53.
Kill.
Here we go. Going to 53.
Kill.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Check 3. Undercrush. Crash.
Here we go.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Double tight, double tight.
Here we go.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Then we're going to 54. We're going to 54. Going to 54.
On 3rd down. That's Burke. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move, as that gives him a 1st down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Cut his left. Cut his left.
Here we go. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They go to Elliott again. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
If it's not one guy, it's another with this defense. I mean, this is the #1 unit against the rush in the entire NFL. They know how to cover for each other, and yeah, they've got great players. They also have very dependable players, too.
So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't. But really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
So out come the Falcons now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving him a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to rumble.
Escaping the pressure right. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Double tight, double tight. Double tight.
Ready. Check.
Down, 3 down.
Hey, got it.
25, check.
This is Coleman, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Watch the ship.
Ready. Hey, wait.
Kill.
From the gun, it's Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
After the interception, here's Ryan. This is Gabriel on the catch. And he is knocked down from the side. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout.
Man left, 51.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ellis. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now.
Ready. Hey, check 2, check 2. Hey, South. Get up. I'm coming.
From the shotgun, Ryan drops it off for Coleman. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Tight end right.
Here we go.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
26.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. He finds an opening past the 40. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary.
No, check that. We want Mike 52 right here.
Gun. You don't want none of that. Go to 54. Go to 54.
They go play action here on first down. They'll buy some time right. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Watch 84. Watch 84. Single.
Gun.
Sponge. No.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. On second down, Prescott again. Bryant with a catch right side. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. A big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. Around the NFL, they're in the second in Philly. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And an alley to run. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Key to tight end.
Prescott now on second down. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott. And that takes us from second to third down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
3 down, 3 down.
Kill.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Now they try the right side here. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Run! I got him! Yeah, baby! Yeah! Watch
21.
tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
Hey, gun. Hey, 51's the mic. Ready?
And now they'll run it here off tackle. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Get there. Last stop.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Check. Ready, check. Hey, stop.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Get up. Got it. 5, 25. Check.
3rd down and goal from the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another man, Matt Bryant, from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Bryant's kick is good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but at least it does draw them back level.
And that has to be job 1. A touchdown certainly would have been nice. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got the rest of the 2nd half to try and get yourselves in front.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Kill.
You got 4.
Now a handoff looking right. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
So 2nd and 10 here. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Steps away. Oh, Prescott stripped.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or two inside the 45-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point kicker. Exactly. You put it through the post, that's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Hey,
John, ready, back 25.
To throw is Ryan. Flush to his right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Malik Collins breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Ready.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
They're coming. We got 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 17.
Out.
Ready. Get up.
Check
58.
24. Check 24.
Right.
Back.
There we go.
Now Ryan. Hard throw, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's got room. Touchdown, Cowboys. Spencer Ware, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Lay down.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Now they try to right side here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Play back at the 20. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded just inside the 20. Escapes the defender. He's still barreling through. Back to the NFL scoreboard for a second, third quarter in Indy. Making a full 2-touchdown lead now for the Titans. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go. Going to 53.
3 down.
Kill.
Check. 3 down. Watch the safety creep.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move.
They'll toss it to Coleman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. On third down, Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 38. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory. Right back out there doing the things that he does best and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12.
Hey, you got 3 down.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Jones on the return. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Going to give this time to the tailback. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Tight ends on the loosey. Tight ends on the loosey.
Kill. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it. They've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Here we go. Wide 8. Here we go. Going to 54. Wide 8. Here we go. Wide 8.
On play action, Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The son Reddick in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here we go. Wide 8.
Right here, over there, right? 52's the mic.
26.
And he'll give it here to his running back. That burst good for 20 and a first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for it.
First down, Prescott. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Getting late in the 4th now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Double tight.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Around the NFL, they're in the 4th now in Green Bay. And the Packers adding to their totals there and their lead. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year.
4 down.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Tight end right. Hey, we got 3 down.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Watch tight, watch tight.
Gun.
Tight end right, tight end right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
3 down, 3 down.
Now Ryan on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Operating from the gun. Ryan, now a desperation throw. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. DeAnthony Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons cut into that lead.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Meanwhile, in Foxborough, there in the fourth quarter, the Patriots, they've opened a 2-touchdown advantage in that one. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
Watch tight end.
Here we go. There we
Hey,
go.
boy, we got 4 down.
Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Hey, here we go.
They give this time to the tailback. And, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 times and 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. Now Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45.